She didn't mean to be rude. She's ever such a good girl. But when the gods speak through her...
What's wrong with her arm?
An irritation of the skin. She never complains, bless her. We bathe it in olive oil every night.
Is it?
Evelina said you'd come from far away. Please, have you ever seen anything like...
It's done.
Different sort of hypercourse.
Oh yes, we're very advanced in Pompeii. In Rome, they're still using the old wood-burning furnaces, but we've got hot springs, even from Vesuvius itself.
Who thought of that?
Soothsayers. After the great earthquake 17 years ago, an awful lot of damage. But we rebuilt.
Didn't you think of moving away? Oh no, then again, San Francisco.
There's a little restaurant in Naples. Well, no, it was all the time. They say the gods of the underworld are stirring.
But after the earthquake, let me guess. Is that when the soothsayers started making sense?
Oh yes, very much so. I mean, there's always been, shall we say, imprecise. But then, the soothsayers, the augurs, the haruspecs, all of them, they saw the truth again and again. It's quite amazing. They can predict crops and rainfall with absolute precision.
Have they said anything about tomorrow?
No. Why should they? Why do you ask?
No, no reason, just asking. But the soothsayers, they all consume the vapors, yeah?
That's how they see.
Ipso facto,
Look, you.
they're all consuming this.
Dust.
Tiny particles of rock. They're breathing in Vesuvius. Quintus, my old son, this Lucius Petrus Dextrus, where does he live?
Nothing to do with me.
Let me try again. This Lucius Petrus Dextrus, where does he live?
Don't tell my dad.
You can go and tell mine. Pass me that torch.
He told my father it was the only one.
Wow, plenty of marble merchants in this town. Tell them all the same thing, get all the components from different places so no one can see what you're building.
Which is what? The future, Doctor.
The future Doctor. And of course, in the future, Peter Capaldi is the Doctor. It was lovely to see them there, wasn't it? A future Doctor and the current incumbent. Yes, I think it was explained in a later story why the Doctor chose the Roman's face there. Probably for another time. I can't quite remember what the exact reason was. Something to do with rescuing the family, I think, at the end from the fires of Pompeii. Of course, the eruption of the volcanic explosion of Vesuvius. Historical event. Yes, I thought Peter Capaldi was looking quite young in this, wasn't he? I guess there were a few years to go until he became the Doctor. Not that he looked particularly old, of course. Oh dear, I always dig myself a hole. But speaking of holes, I think there was another person in this who was to appear as a regular character later on. Yes, of course, Karen Gillan was in this one, and she would go on to play Amelia Pond during Matt Smith's time. Yes, I can't remember the details of the plot of this one in terms of the sci-fi element, something to do with stone creatures. I don't know whether they were sort of something to do with the supernatural goings on, or an alien menace, perhaps. He had wonderful eyes, didn't he? That the sun there, I thought, sort of really, really pleasing facial features, I thought. Yes, and it was nice to see Catherine again, just at the start of that scene. Of course, her first trip in the TARDIS, they've gone back in time. So I'm thinking they might probably go forward in time, or to a different planet if it follows the same sort of pattern as with the other companions. I think we had a trip to the past, didn't we, with Martha, and then a trip to the future, and I think the same with Billy in the first season of the new series. So a few little parallels going on, I think, in terms of perhaps season structures. But yes, I think I recall some very interesting location work, I think, with this one. But it's been a while since I've watched it. I think perhaps I should make a list, as there's a few that we've seen recently that I feel perhaps I need to revisit.